And we are live for another post-game show right here at the Brass Rail, downtown Detroit. And a lot of things going on in Detroit tonight. Christmas is happening at the Masonic Temple. The Pistons, they have a game at LCA tonight. Brass Rail, lots of people are here pre-gaming for the Pistons. And watching the Lions pretty much get their ass handed to them today. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Welcome to the 2-Minute Warning. My name is Stick. This is Anson Wells with me, as always, for our post-game show, and a little bit different than last week.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I'm glad you explained why all these people are still downtown, because I had no idea why.
You're like, well, it's Sunday in Detroit. What the hell is everybody still doing down here?
The score, I figured everybody was cut out of here. Anybody that was trying to grab a drink and watch the game was sick of it at that point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people have been doing shots because it's been one of those games where it's like, oh, good God, man. Yeah. So the Lions are down right now 31-10, and it looks like Denver's going to punch it in again. If you can tell, we're looking off to our left today. They kind of set us up here a little bit different because they have some beautiful Christmas trees up inside the Brass Rail.
That's why we're looking that way.
Yeah, and it's a good time down here, though. Not a good time if you're the Lions. That's part of the problem. Is we knew going into this game, and I was talking to Sawyer about this before we started the show, is this game just really... I didn't really have any hype for it. You know, it's just been like a blah game going into it. When we have all the injuries, the flus, the COVIDs, all that stuff that has led to us pretty much running out our preseason roster.
Well, you had hoped that you'd be able to carry some of that momentum and confidence over from the win last week. But how can you do that when every single headline and the conversation about the Lions all week is about who's out?
Right.
So when you know that you have an offense that's struggling, to put it nicely, and you go from having your two strengths of your offense taken away in your tight end unit and your running back unit, and Hawkinson's out. So now you're looking at a college-level tight end, grouping, college-level running back grouping, starting a defensive back who fumbled twice today. Well, 1.5 times, I guess. And then, of course, our very middling of college-level wide receivers. So you know that you're not going to be able to do much today moving the ball. My issue is that in the first half, we were in this damn game.
Well, the first quarter, we got our ass kicked. It was like 100 yards to 17. Second quarter, exact inverse. We had 100 yards, they had 17, and we were in this game. I mean, there was a point where we were only down like 4 points. And then we get into the third quarter, and the wheels just start falling off. And once again, Dan Campbell frustrates the hell out of me. He goes for it on 4th and 2 from like our own 30-yard line again. And we were only down 14 at that point. Yeah. Like, to me, trust your punter, trust your defense, which, by the way, hats off to our defense. I know we're letting up 31 points right now, but overall, they kept us in this game until they couldn't keep us in this game.
Well, and let's look at a sequence of events here. At the very end of the first half, you've got a 5-yard offside penalty that turns a 57-yard field goal into a 52-yard field goal.
Yeah, that was dumb.
And we know the Lions love field goals.
Oh, touchdown. All right, there we go. Now it's, if he makes this extra point, 38-10.
Okay, so now you're looking at a 17-10 ball game instead of a 14-10 ball game at halftime.
Yep.
Then you come back. We get the ball. Fumble.
Yep.
Right? That's turned into a touchdown. And then right before the show started, you were talking to me about the boneheaded decision to go for it, down 24-10 in the third period. This is right around the same time, and then the same stretch of events here. And you give it to them with basically another short 25, 35-yard field, and there's 14 points. The whole game is completely changed.
Oh, it's over. It's over at that point. When they scored that touchdown, you knew it was, because once we went down 21 points, there's no coming back from that. 14, there's still a chance. You get a touchdown, tip ball happens, you maybe steal another possession, and next thing you know, you're getting that. This game just, like I said, there was no hype leading into it because of all the injuries and stuff like that. On Friday, I was like, there's no way we're going to win this game.
Really?
Yeah. And
I wish I would have heard that one.
Yeah, well, me and Braylon were talking about it, and I was just, listen, man, like, maybe I'll take the points for the Lions, but other than that, I just couldn't see a scenario where they went out to the West Coast and won this game.
Yeah. Two things that I got to take away from here, because why even talk about the statistics of what happened here today? Dan Campbell is he's the linchpin of this entire team right now, and he is the focal point in terms of fans and the actual, the Lions team itself, two things that he did today impressed me and really turned me off. For one, I think he should come back. And my main reason is because this team that came in fielding a college roster today was massively competitive through one half of the play, in my opinion. They shouldn't have been. It should have been an earlier blowout. The other thing, though, is that the fact that they were close was completely negated by his bonehead decision-making. I get it that we're pretty much out of the game, but on 2nd and goal at the 2, when you are, or 2nd and goal at the 4, when you're not running the ball, I don't get that. Why are you passing the ball a couple of times when the running game has been the only thing that's worked? He has made decision after decision that has cost this team. It's, ad nauseum kept the defense on the field way too long, game after game, and we have a team that is fighting and has the heart to be able to win games if they're in it. But when you get in the hole so quickly and do boneheaded things like this, it's just got to exasperate the defense. I'd be pissed if I was a defender on the Lions right now.
Yeah, and you wonder how long they can keep it up. When you feel like you're the only one carrying the relationship, like that kind of seems what this is. It's like almost a broken marriage. Like the defense is given everything they got to make this work, and then the offense prances out there, and they just can't maintain the intensity or even like the effort level that the defense has. Goff, I can't tell you how many passes got bounced off somebody's helmet today, got deflected, and those are annoyances to me because that's just showing awareness in what's around you and your pocket presence. Yeah. If you're not seeing those guys like coming at you, I don't know what to tell you. Like you got to be able to make those throws. It's still 38-10 right now. There's a minute 40 left. The Lions are trying to chuck some balls down the field to Josh Reynolds. Reynolds had kind of a quiet game today. I'll tell you who I was impressed with today though, the running game for the Broncos. I mean, Javonte Williams is, if he's not a superstar this year, next year he's going to be a superstar.
He is straight nasty. He's got the shake, and he's got some power, man. Some serious power. He is not to be denied on this run here.
Look at that. Against two dudes.
No doubt. Takes them both in.
Just a monster of a man. He's only like 5'10", but he's like 230. He showed he could catch the ball. He showed he can run the ball. Like, that's a guy that I'm afraid of in the future. Luckily, we don't have to play the Broncos that often, so we're not going to have to see him, but the dude can play ball. Here he is again.
Get him on your fantasy team next year.
He's definitely an early guy that I would try to take as a sleeper for sure.
In situations like this where you see a guy pop as a rookie, when he doesn't have to take on the amount of touches that somebody like Najee Harris has to take, he's going to bust out next year.
I think so.
Going to look great.
Yeah, because Melvin Gordon's probably going to go away.
Hopefully.
I mean, if not, they'll just switch positions, honestly.
Yep, no doubt.
Just kind of move them up and down the depth chart. But let's look at, since we were looking at scores, the Lions did score a touchdown.
Yep.
It was amazing. It was Khalif Raymond, a nice little dump-off pass, and he was able to use his speed to get around the corner. I like this play.
That's a cute play.
It is. You know what? This was very Kansas City-esque.
Yeah.
What they do with Tyreek Hill. Like you were watching it earlier with Tyreek Hill. Sawyer, can you play that back one more time? And if you can, just kind of slow it down. Look. See, he goes like he's going in motion on a reverse, but then he reverses his field and comes back, which confuses the linebacker. Yeah. Look, 23's running now. He's like, who the hell do I got? And
they're in a man there. I don't care how fast you are. If you're a corner that's trying to weave through your linebacker core there and then switch directions and come back and catch up with a guy as fast as Raymond, it's just not going to happen.
One more time, Sawyer. Play that back, but pause it at the beginning because I want everybody to watch 23. There's 23 right there in the middle of your screen. He's running away. I'm talking about for Denver right now.
So he's trying to fit through the linebacker core right here.
To keep up. And look, Raymond's already making his turn back towards the line. And then go ahead and play it and watch 23. He's like, oh, wait, who the hell do I got? Oh, my God, there's my guy. There's my guy.
Yeah, this is a great situation, a great play call in a man defense here because essentially you're using their own team to kind of run picks on him as he tries to weave back.
But that's awesome. Like, that's creative play calling that we haven't really seen a lot of. No. So I'll admire that play, and I will acknowledge that was a good play call. I want to see more of that. Like, I want to see us stealing from the good teams. I can't. Yeah. How many times have I said that throughout this entire season? Oh, look, there you go. And here's another look at this play. And Fox kind of broke it down for you. And this is exactly what we were just talking about. You know, you lose your man defender when you do that because he's got to fight through all the traffic. And great play call. I wish we could see more of this. I want to see more of this with Hawkinson.
How many plays this year have we been like, oh, look at this. Let's break this one down.
Like 3 or 4 maybe?
Yeah, not many.
I don't know. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Thank you guys for watching the postgame live from the Brass Rail. The game's not even over yet. I feel like this 2-minute warning's taken forever. It's still 38-10. The Lions have the ball. They're at about the 32-yard line, looking to just pick up some garbage time touchdowns. Goff, a little outlet pass, picks up he had the first down, then he ran backwards, and he's going to be marked short of the first down.
Can we talk about the plumber?
Who, Jake Plummer?
No, Craig the Plumber Reynolds. I'm just going to call him a plumber because he sounds like a plumber.
Okay.
But Craig Reynolds had a hell of a day today.
Yeah, he did.
11 carries for 83 yards. I think he just took one there as well, so that might go a little bit.
If you remember in the preseason, Reynolds was pretty damn good in the preseason. I think he had like 15 carries for like 80-some-odd yards in the preseason. The guy can play.
It's a pretty bad football name.
Craig Reynolds?
Yeah, he sounds like a fullback.
I don't care. He's in the NFL.
He sounds like a fullback.
You call me whatever you want if you put me in the NFL. Hey, girl.
True that. True that.
There she go. Pop on the screen. Makes the best pizza ever. Best pizza ever.
You got to come down to the Brass Rail and check it out. Fantastic pie. There it is.
Yeah, there she is. Oh, all right. Hit him with it. Hit him with it. So lots of people are already talking about oh, just come on in. You're good. Just hang out. There we go. A lot of people are talking about what we're going to do with this first-round pick, the number 1 overall pick. And people are talking, do you want to go quarterback with it? You want to go Aiden Hutchinson? What you want to do?
How pissed is all of Michigan going to be when Hutchinson does not go to the Lions?
Wait. Go ahead. Say it in the mic.
Mighty Meaty is good, but the best pizza that I make that I like is pretty.
How long have you been making pizza pie?
3 years.
3 years?
All right.
And you perfected it.
I did that.
You did. When I asked you for the best pizza you could make, you brought me the best pizza you made, and it was the best pizza I ever had.
Did I?
Yeah, it was damn good.
Now, are you a Lions fan?
All right. Well, okay.
Yay, Lions.
Go Lions. All right, but Anson, back to the draft question. Who you got in the draft? I mean, people are saying, do we get a quarterback? Do we get a quarterback?
No.
So you don't think quarterback this year at all?
It's not the class to spend that capital on top of the draft where we're going to be sitting inevitably.
Yeah.
We need help rushing the quarterback. We have not put pressure on the quarterback all year long.
Yep.
And the 2 guys sitting at the top of this draft class are both tremendous edge rushers that are able to do more than just rush the quarterback. They're game changers, it looks like. They could be long-term, studs in the NFL. One would probably sell a whole lot more tickets than the other one because I know a lot of Michigan fans would love to see Hutchinson here in Detroit. I don't think that's the pick, though. And personally, I would love to see them trade down and gain as much capital as possible. And I think that's what we're going to see happen.
You think they're going to trade down?
I do.
But in order for them to trade down, there's got to be something that people want to trade up for. So outside of Hutchinson,
quarterbacks,
and outside of Thibodeau, who's up there?
The quarterback desire and thirst in this league right now.
So you think people are willing to trade up for Pickett?
Listen. Pickett right now, and it'll be somebody completely different after the fact. When we look at Baker Mayfield and all the different guys that shuffle and
Baker actually played well today. How about that?
And you look at guys like Herbert that have been successful in the later of the first. That's why you saw so many guys top loaded in this year's quarterback class. And to me, I didn't see any of those guys being awesome. I wasn't a Trevor Lawrence fan. And
4 picks today. He looked like absolute trash.
Yeah.
Dude, he looks like trash.
There was a lot of solid quarterbacks that came out this year. I didn't like any of them, but yet you saw all of them go so high end in the first round. I think we'll see that again.
I'm still curious to see what Trey Lance can do. Like he was such an enigma coming into this year. Like I think we've seen what Zach Wilson is. He's Zach Wilson.
I kind of like Zach Wilson.
And I'm not saying Zach Wilson's trash. I'm just saying that's what Zach Wilson's going to be, right?
But I don't know. I mean, you may end up seeing Zach Wilson and Mac Jones being the best quarterbacks come out of this class.
I mean, Mac Jones is clearly the best one right now.
Absolutely.
Clearly.
And you see, these top 2 quarterbacks every year aren't panning out. And it's the top 5 that you're seeing 2 or 3 pan out. So they're going higher and higher. Running backs aren't going in the first round. There's 2 guys on the edge, and I think the Lions understand that they can move down a few picks and still maybe get one of them.
Yeah, I don't know, man. First of all, I'm going to trust Brad Holmes because of what he's done this year. Pretty much every one of his draft picks have hit or at least been serviceable, right? Mm-hmm. And even some of our undrafted free agents, like you look at Jacobs, who unfortunately went down today, the cornerback. He was great. He earned his spot. He kept his spot, and I think he earned a spot on the team next year too.
And he wasn't that good to start the year.
No.
They've developed him all year. So not only are they good at spotting talent, they're good at developing it. They just are void of it. They don't have a whole lot. And I think that's why you'll see these guys make a move to add multiple players instead of just one.
So, what is this? DL Bark is saying Spencer Rattler is a QB worth taking and allowing him to sit and watch Goff to know what to do.
Spencer Rattler's going to move up into the top 10. I guarantee you.
You think? Didn't he just enter the transfer portal?
I'm not familiar with that. It could be possible, but I think that if he ends up at the combine, he's going to measure up real nice.
Okay.
He's going to shoot up boards, and we see it every year. Anyway, love it down here at the Brass Rail. Got a lot of beautiful Detroiters here.
Yep. She works out. She definitely does squats.
Hats off to our
pants off to you.
Detroiters.
I mean, hats off to you. Sorry.
See, we should be turning this way. I wouldn't be so distracted. But
all right. Well, anyways, Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, but Spencer Rattler coming into college football and even starting at the beginning of the season was a guy that a lot of pundits thought was going to.
He was supposed to be the guy. He was supposed to be the runaway Heisman guy, the number 1 overall pick, and then dude can't even play for his own damn team. He would make a perfect Lion. Honestly, he is the gamble that we are willing to take.
If we were to slide and let's say, the Rams pick ends up at 22 and we were to be able to get somebody like that there, then I'd be really, really excited with taking a first-round quarterback.
That's where I was hoping a guy like Pickett would fall, but no, now that he's in the Heisman talk and all that, he's going to be a top 10 guy for sure. But if we could have stole Pickett kind of reminds me of Zach Wilson from last year. You heard a little bit about him going into the season, but then boom, all of a sudden he just picks up all this draft stock and all this likability, and now he's the guy. He's it.
And let's face it, every single year the quarterbacks just ascend, and we see guys that absolutely should not be drafted where they are while you pass on running back after running back, but that's how this league is built now. Running backs stick around for 3 to 4 years, and quarterbacks are the lifeblood of a championship franchise, and everyone is so desperate and thirsty to get their hands on the next one.
Are you looking at a mock draft right now?
Yeah, this is
Carson Strong. I don't want Carson Strong. I don't want the kid from North Carolina. Honestly, there's really only one college quarterback that I want, and he's not eligible this year. And that's the guy who just won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, he's looking pretty damn special, man.
Yeah, he looks damn good. And that's the guy that I want. That's the guy that I want, but, obviously we can't have him. In the most Lion-esque way, we need a quarterback. The guy we want is there right in front of us, but no, he cannot come out of the draft just yet.
I mean, who do you like better, Hutchinson or Thibodeau?
Oof. I got to be honest, I like Hutchinson more just because of the physicality. Thibodeau I like with his flexibility, though. So it's really, what do you need? Yeah. Are we looking for that J.J. Watt type edge rusher? Then you go with Hutchinson. Are you looking for I'm not saying he's Micah Parsons, because Micah Parsons has proven that he's phenomenal, but are you looking for that type of player that you can plug at linebacker, throw on the defensive line, line him up? Then I like Thibodeau. So we're in a position where I don't think either one will hurt the Lions, and like we've discussed, outside of tight end, running back, and some linemen, we need help everywhere, so it really doesn't matter where we take.
Yeah, it's a fantastic breakdown of those two, and I like the comparisons quite a bit.
Well,
let's be real, the Lions need either and both of those type of players,
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, not to cut you off, Braylon thinks that Ajabo has a higher ceiling than Hutchinson.
Yeah.
And so, like, in his head, he's thinking maybe we take the quarterback first and then get a Jabo with that 24th pick wherever the Rams are going to fall.
And he's pretty familiar with the Wolverines, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say he knows a little bit about football.
Yep.
Just a little bit. And
he's not more of a basketball guy?
He compared it to, like, the Reggie Bush, Lendell White combination when they came out.
Interesting.
Like Reggie Bush is the star. He's the guy. But Lendell White had, you could argue, a better career in the NFL because he was able to play a lot longer and serve his team in a lot of different ways.
Lendell was a sneaky.
Oh, he was a hell of a running back.
Yeah,
hell of a running back. So, I don't know. That's where I go back to trusting Brad Holmes, and thank God we have this past year that we can look back on and be like, all right, he hit first round. All right, he hit second round. Oh, he hit both fourth rounds and third round. Like, this guy knows what the hell he's doing, and that makes me feel good.
Yeah, I'm scanning through here, and I'm seeing, 4, maybe 5 quarterbacks that they're mocking in the first round here, and that means that there's going to be 5. And that most of those guys are going to end up moving early into the top 15. Some of those guys they were looking at, at like 18 into mid-20s.
Look at the top 15 or the projected top 10 right now, who picking-wise, because we know Jacksonville's not going to go for a quarterback. We know the Texans are going to go for a quarterback, right, unless Davis Mills proves to be a great quarterback at some point. The Lions were iffy on if they're going to go for a quarterback or not, because we still got Goff for another year no matter what. We got to pay that $30 million.
So how do you feel if you're Houston with Davis Mills?
Better.
Yeah.
I mean, he's proven that he can play in the NFL. He's got till the end of the season, and at least they got, 4 more games to kind of see what they have there. It's interesting because, he's another rookie. He's coming out. Like, he's playing all right.
So then you got the Jets back-to-back at 4 and 5 there.
Okay, Jets aren't going quarterback.
They're not going to go quarterback. The Giants are in an excellent position to have to move up. Jones has not been good.
It's his 5th-year option, right? If they pick him up this year for Jones, I think this would be his 5th-year option year.
I thought it was his 4th, but either way, he's been junk.
Right.
Where we at with him?
See, Ghetto Pat says he likes Kenny Pickett. Dr. Detroit says no QB, just keep building the team.
Daniel Jones' only 3rd year.
Oh, it's only his 3rd year?
Yep.
Okay. So next year they'll have to decide if they're picking him up or not.
I would imagine that they'll keep him around, and it's perfect to have a rookie come in and kind of just de-seed him, dethrone him and de-seed it. And I don't think that he's a good quarterback. So that's a team that could want to hop up from 6 because they're afraid that maybe at 3 you're going to see Houston take a quarterback, which is a possibility.
Houston has to take a quarterback, right? I don't
like Davis Mills long term.
They still have Deshaun Watson too, which we don't know what they could trade for him.
So, but that even more importantly, they could trade and get some other pieces where they don't feel that they have to go and get the offensive lineman or the defensive player, and well, here we are at 3. We want to make sure that we're worried about the Giants. That is, they're worried about them at 3 and could move up. There's probably a couple other teams there, but we don't want to be drafting much past 6. At that point, we're not getting either one of these edge rushers, and the second guy, Jabi, might not be there.
Right. Let's see here. Jim Churchill said Goff would be a good teacher for whoever they draft. Do you think so?
So
is it one of those who can't teach?
Goff
Does it fall under that category?
Yeah, he just might. He might be one of the best caddies in the business. His accuracy and understanding of the game seems to be there. He's severely hindered by being underly athletic. I don't think that he's the most confident guy right now at this point in his career.
Right.
But, we don't win that game last week without him.
No.
And the first half, I thought he was pretty good here. Again, you were talking about a lot of batted balls and a lot of, drops and dinks off the helmet.
I hate that, though.
He's got to hate it, too. And we've been seeing that for years, no matter who the quarterback is. It's just that Lions.
It's crazy that Justin
juju,
Fields
man.
kind of looks like Chance the Rapper. Because obviously they're playing Chicago tonight, and he's warming up right now. Doesn't he look like Chance the Rapper with that hat, the way he's wearing it?
You thought I knew what Chance the Rapper looked like.
Oh, never mind. My bad. Shout out to Court Major. I appreciate you, man. They're saying I'm doing well tonight. I'm not drunk like last time, which...
Were you?
I got there in a hurry. Those 5 shots we took instantly and popping that champagne.
Right. That's right.
I'm not used to sipping on champagne like that. Sawyer, let's look at some of the tweets throughout the game today. Like we said, this wasn't a very hyped-up game. I don't think anybody was really expecting the Lions to go in here and pull out the victory. If they would have, it would have been a glorious game. But let's look at some of these tweets. The Detroit Lions have to keep Aaron Glenn at all costs. What he's done this season with this defense is amazing, all things considered. That's from our very own Corey Woods here at Woodward Sport.
Gotta agree with him there.
Yeah, I don't know how you could disagree. If you don't want the Lions at 0-10-1, don't hop on the bandwagon when we're 2-10-1, baby.
I think that came in this morning, huh?
Yeah, 11 a.m., yep. My son is rocking the Lions colors today, hashtag One Pride and tagging Calvin Johnson. Now, I pulled this tweet because this is how it starts, Anson. Like, this is what Detroit fathers do to their children. This is how I started. This is how you started. So this poor kid, he has no idea what his life is going to be like as a fan of the NFL and of the Lions. He has no idea.
It's heartbreaking, kind of.
I know, dude. I know what.
Join us, though.
Dude, I'll see you in 40 years while you're drinking, watching the games. We are running around Denver wearing One Pride gear and hearing "Go Lions!" And some guy yelled, "Go Denver!" And I said, "Watch out, we're on a roll." And I love
another
Lions
one that
fans.
came in from this morning.
Yes, and then here you go. This is how One Pride feels.
He's got the right number of wins up there.
That's a good logo. And then Jokey is just the Lions roster today is giving me preseason game vibes.
I believe that's Jocko.
Jocko 28, whatever. Either way, he's 100% accurate, or she's 100% accurate. I mean, what we trotted out there today was not our best look.
No.
But we were able to hang for a half.
I'm telling you, I was really impressed in the first half. The way we ended, the way we started that second half was just completely mentally took us out of a position to be able to win this game. My question for you at this point is, do you have your mind made up on whether you want Dan Campbell back?
I've never wavered on that.
Okay, good.
Like, there's no... To me, Dan Campbell has 3 years, no matter what. If we win 4 games next year, he gets his 3rd year, no matter what. Then we start the evaluation process on if we keep him or not. You don't sign a guy to a 6-year contract and pitch him out after 1 year.
Would it be fair to say that his coaching decisions might have cost us 3 to 4 wins?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you get a free pass on that. Because you got a brand new collection of players, you're a first-year coach.
Yep.
He is not getting a pass on that next season.
No. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna give him the same standards as this year. Like, the standards are gonna get tougher year by year.
Have you ever seen a coach in your football watching career that has cost a team as many games as Dan Campbell, I feel, has cost them this year?
Yeah, we've seen it. You see it every year almost. I mean, wasn't that what everybody's biggest cry about Jim Caldwell was? That he was costing us games with poor late game management and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, like Rod Marinelli cost us. Like,
if he does it 2 years in a row.
Now that's the thing, and this is what's starting to irk me about this 4th down shit in your own end, in your own half of the field. It's like, a mistake isn't a mistake if you learn from it, right? Like, Isn't that what we tell our kids? Isn't that what, life is about? Make a mistake once, but learn from it. It seems like we make the mistake, and then the very next week we go right back to doing the same mistake that we should have learned from. That's where I'm starting to get irritated. And, if you go back and watch all the post games, you'll see this progression of me, because I don't understand that. Like, I understand doing it not working, and then being like, oh, okay, I learned from that. I touched the stove, it's hot, I'm not touching the stove again.
Well, there's analytics and there's common sense. And when you're down 2 touchdowns in the 3rd quarter, you don't go for it on your own 30-plus yard line. You just don't.
And take your analytics and shove them wherever you want to shove them. I mean, listen, analytics are great, but you know what they are? They're the rule of averages, right? Yeah. They're not taking into consideration that you're trotting out a preseason team. They're not taking into consideration the defense that you're playing. Like, there's so much that go into analytics that aren't right in front of your face.
It's too bad Dan Campbell wasn't a linebacker instead of a tight end. Because I feel like every time it's 4th and 1, he's like, we can get it. And if he was in defense mode, he'd be like, we can stop him.
He'd be like, I hope these dumb motherfuckers go for it.
But, ultimately, he's got faith, and it's a little too much. It's unfounded because we don't have the talent to pull off the moves that he wants to do.
And exactly, that's where analytics won't tell you. Like, it won't say, okay, you have a crap roster, so maybe the analytics are a little bit tilted towards you're not making these 4th downs. Yeah. And then, once again, okay, you go for it, but it's a 4th and 2, and Goff is in the shotgun. So now he's 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and then he doinks it off somebody's helmet, and it's like, guy, you know what? You want to be the man. You want to be tough. You want to go for it on these 4th downs. Fucking send your big package in there. Sorry for swearing. Send your big package in there. Send your multiple tight ends. Put in Kuminga at quarterback or at fullback, and just man up. Like, play the man game if you're going to play that game.
I would much rather see us playing smash mouth football, because the only strength we had on the offensive side of the ball today was our offensive line.
Right, and that's where we should just maul people.
Yeah, and we didn't run behind them. We had a lot of dink and doink plays, and honestly, I mean, why did the plumber only get 11 carries? The guy had most of those yards in the first half, and then we go away from him. I would have loved to have seen him at 3rd and 4 on the goal line, 3rd and goal from the 4, should I say. A lot of mistakes that put us into a hole and took us mentally out of this game, and I've seen that in a lot of weeks. It cannot continue next year. Otherwise, if he makes this kind of moves and loses games from the sideline next year, he's got to go.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Because realistically, this team, these guys out there, it's not just Dan Campbell that has their heart and minds in these games still as their 1-11-1. It's the whole grouping of coaches and that entire, the entire locker room. So replacing him with a guy that actually knows how to make the right calls and manage a clock and keep your team in the best position to succeed and win, we got to make that move. Sometimes you got to bring in that stepping stone coach that gets the young guys together in the.
But you can't give him a 6-year contract. If this was our stepping stone coach, he needed to be on a 4-year. And that's it.
But he took a chance on an unknown, and it looks like we'll see next year. And I'm not mind made up, but I'm saying if he takes wins off of our regular season record from the sideline again, man, maybe 1. Maybe even 2, but not the 3, 4, possibly 5 games we've seen him put us in bad position after bad position to not be able to come back from.
Yeah, I can't argue it, honestly, and I wish I could, because I'm a Dan Campbell fan. I like I like the attitude that he's brought. I like that this team hasn't given up. Like,
that's the biggest thing.
Like, and to me, that's half of coaching, is keeping your team motivated.
Listen, you don't see the problems and mistakes on the defensive end as much, so nobody's calling for Glenn's job saying that he's doing a good job, but let's be realistic. If you take away these mistakes here, Dan Campbell has done a hell of a job keeping a really talently defunct team in games almost every week to week.
Right. Yeah, there's only been like three games I can name or like think at the top of my head where they just flat out gave up. This was probably one of them. Yeah. But we also have to acknowledge that the Broncos were playing for something bigger than themselves this week, too, with the passing of Demaryius Thomas. You saw them after they scored the touchdown. They went over to the 88 and pounded it and put the ball there and stuff like that. And you can't underestimate what that does for a team. And, they're playing for something. And we discussed that on Friday, too. Like,
we were playing for something last week.
The Lions had to play inspired today because they were playing against a team that was playing for something bigger than themselves.
We were playing for something bigger last week as well.
Right. And this week, not so much. No. And that's where we kind of are. Next week, got the Cardinals coming to town. Kyler Murray.
Don't be surprised by the outcome of this game.
So what are you saying?
I think the Lions have a much better chance to win this game than the majority of everybody in the sports world is going to give them credit or opportunity for.
Okay.
These are those weird ones. I told you we're going to get one weird one. That I think that's their second and only other win of the season. Last year, the way that our season started off with these guys, the former Cardinal blood in Campbell, there's a lot of subplot storyline stuff here, and it's a lot of Kool-Aid, too.
That is the best team in football right now. We'll see after Monday night, though.
Isn't that not a damn Lions win?
Nah, it's...
Come on, the Lions are such poetic losers. They're poetic winners when they actually get a few.
Yeah, okay. Listen, I'm all about the optimism. You think they're going to win? I'm never going to talk you out of it. I'm just saying, I'm usually the optimistic guy, and I'm like, eesh,
am I putting money on it?
Yeah.
No. No.
Here's the question for you, okay, since we're talking first-year head coaches. Would you rather have Urban Meyer or Dan Campbell? Did you hear what Urban did this week to his staff?
I've
called them all losers. So
I've
they've
heard
never,
a couple
they've never
things
won
that he's
anything.
done.
They're idiots.
Yeah, I kind of wanted him too in the offseason.
So there you go. If all things the same, Jaguars have won 2 games this year. We've won 1.5. Who would you rather have? Dan Campbell's had a complete rebuild. He didn't get the number 1 overall pick.
Dan Campbell all day long. I want a guy that's going to fight for his team and keep shit in-house, okay? It's your first year, homie. You can't be putting people under the bus like that. You're just as culpable as they are.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, he went at Marvin Jones. He called Marvin Jones a loser. He called his assistant coaches losers. And, you know, like, as much as
the guys you hired?
Exactly. Who's the idiot? Like, if you're insulting the people that work for you, guess what? You're the idiot who hired them.
Did he have anything bad to say for the guy who threw 4 more picks today?
I'm sure he did. Trevor Lawrence said that they needed to use James Robinson more, and I think that kind of ruffled Herb's feathers.
And they didn't even use him.
No, I think he had like 4 carries for 6 yards or something like that last time I checked.
I mean, let's be real. He is one of the best assets on that team. Myre's gone. Campbell will be back.
You think Myre's gone after this year?
He pulled some move at like week 4 or week 5.
Oh, he was humping some blonde chick in South Bend.
But then the way that he responded to it really left the team kind of.
Yeah, because tell
the story, please.
The team goes and plays. He doesn't fly out with the team. He's like, I'm gonna stay here with my family, and he stays here, and he's finger banging chicks on the dance floor at his own steakhouse, and he gets busted. His
own steakhouse.
Yeah,
huh?
it was Urban Steakhouse. So it's like, dude, like you got an office. Take that chick to the office. Like, be smart. Anyways, so instead of addressing it with the team and calling a team meeting because
maybe he's new to the club scene.
Yeah, well, he didn't look like it. That dude was bumping and grinding.
That's what elevators are for, homie.
Bumping and grinding.
Butler's pantry.
So either way, he didn't apologize to anybody. He just he called like a quick team meeting. It was like, hey guys, this happened, and that was it. He acknowledged that it happened, but he didn't apologize. I didn't think there was anything wrong with that. But you can't be a distraction to your own team as a rookie head coach. Imagine if that was Dan Campbell bumping and grinding on some girl here at the brass rail. Everybody would be like, what are you doing, Dan Campbell?
The way he swept it under the rug felt like the way people handled stuff 5-10 years ago.
Right.
This is 2021.
The camera phones, baby, they got you.
And when it comes to his actions, specifically those types of actions right now, you have to levy out a legitimate apology. You have to be sincere. And he not only was insincere to the media, he was insincere to his team.
Yeah.
I don't think that Dan Campbell's lost his team. No. I think the Jaguars have no interest in playing for that guy at this point.
Yeah, at least we have a coach with integrity. And integrity goes a long way. It really does.
I'm kind of pissed for his staff. I didn't know that until you told me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Urban's trash.
Just in my own team that I've built in the music industry and in teams that I've played with in the past, and every sort of team that it is, whether it's, at your corporate office, in your backyard, whatever, you keep it in-house, dude.
Right.
Keep
100%.
it in-house, my guy. Yep. Come on.
So, yeah, well, and that's where I think that's a great debate because people love Urban Meyer for what he did in his collegiate coaching and stuff like that. And, if we're sitting here talking about replacing Dan Campbell after 1 year, we got to look across the street and be like, at least we don't have that guy.
Amen to that.
So,
some guys are just college coaches.
Yeah, well, you look like you'd have fun on a college campus. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to party with Urban Meyer, but I'd also like to party with Dan Campbell.
He might have actually done really well with our college roster.
Probably. Well, guys, thank you for watching the postgame live from the Brass Rail. Next week is a home game, so this place gets rocking. We got live DJs and everything for after the home game, so make sure you're down here. Even if you don't go to the game, we party pretty hard here at the Brass Rail for the after parties, and it's a lot of fun.
I gotta give a quick shout out to my mom's who's recovering in the hospital right now, but
hi, Sandra.
She's doing strong. So
we're friends on Facebook.
Love you, Mom. Yeah?
Yep.
We both have pretty amazing moms. Let's be real.
We won the lotto there.
We did for certain.
So you guys have a
shout out to Don.
Great Sunday. Love you, Mom. You guys have a great Sunday. We are live at the Brass Rail. Go Pistons. If you're going to Christmas, be safe tonight. And we will talk to you next Sunday live right here from the Brass Rail with Woodward Sports.
Big W next week.